Hello, hello, good morning. Good morning. My tummy's still hot. I actually woke up in the middle of the night with it hurting so much that I was like, surely if one of my organs was exploding, I would know, right? You know? It is. It's Stardew music. Well, the music I played yesterday got us in trouble, even though it said it was royalty free, and people in the comments of it said I used this on my stream and didn't have any issues. So now I've just gone back to playing Stardew music. Thank you. I was really brave. It was $25 though. You know, that's a lot for a single pillow. But I was brave. Listen, Sapphic Space toilet paper. Imagine if they were like, here's some. We would buy it. If they were like, here's some gay toilet paper. I don't know. It was at Target. And like, I wouldn't mind buying a pillow from a small brand for $25. But I was like, that's a lot of money. A $50 pillow. Listen, I bet it's cute though. Hello, happy time zone, Leo. But yeah, I didn't make myself any soft top this morning because I'm sure it's not helping with my hot tummy. And then I also have been having really vivid dreams, which is pretty fucked up because that's like a symptom of pregnancy, but I'm not pregnant. So it seems rude that I still have to experience them. But, it's fine. I don't know what we're going to do today. What I am thinking we'll do is set up my calendar and stuff for the new month. I don't think there's any secrets on it. Because it's a new month, That makes sense. They still haven't called me back about my CPAP. It's been 3 weeks. So I need to call them and be like, hey, remember how I called you and said, I need this? And you said, yeah, you do. We'll call you back and let you know. And I'm not dreaming. You're welcome. I'm clearly a solutions guy. That's a perfect solution. My little win is that I'm going to wash our bed sheets today. It's been a need. My body's going through something. Content warning talking about my body. So I don't know if it's the letrozole, which is the ovulation medication I'm on, or what. But or if it's because maybe it's just because I'm actually having a full cycle last month and this month. But I am smelling different in all areas, not just one. What's that about? What's that about? I showered yesterday morning, and by last night I was like, I'm so stinky. What's happening? I stayed inside all day. New stink just dropped. Love that. Congratulations, Leo. That's really cute. Oh yeah, it's Seven's top surgery anniversary. My woman body is definitely a mystery. I don't know. New stink. New stink just dropped. Very strange. But, it's fine. It's alright, Veronica, now it just looks like you're bragging. I'm being gaslit! Allegedly. It's allegedly been 9 months since Veronica subscribed. Yes, there is 13 days to the Jake Wesley Rogers concert. That's also a great little win. 2 weeks from today, right? Because it's on, what, Wednesday? Wait, no, 2 weeks from yesterday. Yeah, I'm very excited about that. I think I'm going to make a TikTok today in my Selkie dress being like, okay, this is what I want. Please tell me how I can dress it up best. What I hope is that Phoebe comes in and says, did you need help with anything? And I can say, yeah, can you take all the sheets off the bed and wash them? But they won't do that. They will hate it. I got the yellow one, yeah. It could be the thyroid medication also. But this is I'm going to my 3rd month on it. Maybe it's only my 2nd month. I've been on it for like 6 weeks because it's 30 days and I've refilled it once. Yeah, it's a yellow, like pale yellow Selkie dress, which is perfect because let me find Jake Wesley Rogers' Instagram. Not now. It wants me to turn on notifications. On my computer? I don't think so. New symptom just dropped. This is perfect because this is one of his outfits on tour. And his is technically a different yellow. But like I think it'll be so cute that I'm in yellow and puffy and he wear yellow and puffy. I love him. This is another picture. I'm so excited. I hope so, Pinless. I know all the words to all the songs. Except I'll be wearing a mask, so he won't be able to tell. But I don't know what else to wear with it. I also don't know how cold it's going to be. And I think the problem is, even if it was cold outside, it's going to be hot inside. Pinless, that's exactly who he is. Oh, I would be wearing a mask anyway. But I do think that the venue is going to require them. Probably. A man just ran backwards past my home. Anyway, so I have that Selkie dress. I think I'm going to make a TikTok that's like, here's option 1. Me in my Selkie dress. I don't know what to do about the bra portion because this part's see-through. I could wear like... I have like a rainbow bra that I think I could wear underneath. And be like, this is on purpose. But what I want, it's just a boobs out kind of concert. Yeah. I did not see that he has a new album coming out this year. It is a boobs out kind of concert. Listen. I hope everyone's ready for my Wattpad romance with Jake Wesley Rogers. I'm sure that he is only into men. I have no proof of that. Other than his vibes and the fact that most of his songs are about men. But, you know, maybe I'm the girl for him. I adore him. He's been in my top 5 artists for, I think, 2 years now. I can change it. Phoebe will be there, so. My favorite thing is that Phoebe has their own interests for sure. You know? Like, they're a really big, like, Courtney Barnett fan. I'm trying to think of who else they're into by themselves. They really like Mother Mother. I like Mother Mother. Like, if they had a concert and it was affordable, I'm sure we would go. Like, just because, but I only know them because Phoebe plays them. But anyway, when I made them watch Rocket Man, which is the Elton John, like, musical biopic, I was like, how do you feel? Like, did you really like it? And they were like, oh, yeah. actually, if it wasn't your favorite movie, it might be my favorite movie. And I was like, well, what does that mean? And they were like, oh, just because I really did love it, but I don't love it as much as you. And I was like, oh, okay. And then Jake Wesley Rogers, I thought I was going to have to, like, talk them into liking him, and they didn't at all. They were like, no, this is really good. And I was like, thank you. It is really good. That's not bad. But they really like Harry Styles. I think Harry Styles was their number one artist. He was my number one artist, so that makes sense. But, like, I don't know. I used to be the kind of person to be like, I was really annoying in high school, and I would be like, oh, my favorite band, you probably never heard of them. They're called Panic at the Disco. You know what I mean? Like you do in middle school and high school. When you're like, I'm so different, and then it's not, and that's fine. And now it's like, I don't know. Things that are popular because they're good to most people. It's fine if you don't like Harry Styles. That's so fine. But, like, you can't be like his music's bad objectively because it's incredibly popular. Meaning, like, by definition, if it is liked by a lot of people, it's good. I feel like, you know. Ma'am, I'm old. I'm really annoying in high school. I'm really annoying now, but I was also annoying in high school. No, exactly. I would be like, I'm so different. I'm really into this band called Never Shout Never. You probably never heard of them. I also, like, read all the Twilight books. Bought Breaking Dawn, like, was at, like, a midnight release for it. Well, no, I was there, like, when it opened. So it wasn't midnight. It was, like, 7 a.m. But, and then, like, once I reached later high school, I was like, oh, those books were so bad. I can't believe I read all of them. Like, they weren't even good. And that's not true. Like, I mean, are they, like, super creative and really, like, deep? No. But, like, they were good, meaning I liked them when I read them. And I had a good time. You know what I mean? And now I'm not like that at all. People will be like, oh, you just like such and such because it's really popular. And I'm like, I may have started listening to it because it's really popular, but I like it because I like it. What does it matter? What? Yeah. Either you hated Disney from ages 14 to 18 or you were really into it. And you were like, just looking for my Prince Charming. I read Twilight as an adult and did not enjoy it, but I loved it as a teen. One of my goals this year is to reread all 5 books. And I think I will. But hello. But I pretended I was too cool for it, and guess what? Robbed my ass of Tangled. Bro, Tangled is good. Frozen is good. You know? Sorry. I won't be lying. Yes. No, exactly, socially inept. I would be like, I'm really into this band, Tears for Fears. You've probably never heard of them. And guess what? They have. Frozen 2 is infinitely better than Frozen 1. But Frozen 1's good. I won't pretend it's not. It's good. The reason those movies are popular is because they're good. Fight me. Phoebe's brother, he's better about it now, but he's the kind of person to be like, oh man, it's just like, it's gotten like so mainstream. I'm trying to think of who. Oh, it was Alt J's new album, which came out last year sometime, maybe 2 years ago, maybe 2021. And I was like, it's like the only band that he and I both really like. And when I first got into Alt J, people would like make jokes about how all their songs sound the same. And I was like, no, you literally just don't get it. Like, they're so different. Like, maybe it's not just you. Like, whatever. And now it's like, they do all sound the same. You know what? I won't be lying. Nick famously not a sellout, May. Literally. All the Alt J songs sound the same. And you know what? I love it. I think it's good. I have a good time listening to it. It's very relaxing to me. But anyway, he was like, oh my god, no, it's just like I really feel like they're going mainstream. And I was like, okay, you should be happy for them. Epcot Street Team. I do not know what MySpace Street Team was. Although, honestly, I always made my MySpace song, like, if it wasn't Panic at the Disco, it was, like, Between the Trees. He does not a band make. Okay, when it first started coming out about Brendon Urie, which I'm not going to talk about this for a long time because it is stressful. But when it first started coming out that Brendon Urie was, like, stressful, at least the first time I heard about it was already in 2020, which I don't know if you know this, was a very stressful time already. Phoebe was like, oh my God, have you heard about this stuff? And I literally turned to them and I was like, I cannot take bad news about one of my things that I listen to all the time. Let's come back to this. And then, like, 6 months later, I was like, okay, what is it? Tell me now. And so, although, you know what? He was going downhill anyway, so I don't feel as bad now. Sarah, I feel like it's like, and we even said this when, like, the quarantine part of 2020 was happening, is we were like, it sucks right now, and we're crying every day because we're like, are we going to have jobs? Are we going to have money? Are we going to be able to pay our rent? But, like, we knew we were going to be nostalgic for it eventually, and we've definitely reached that point where we're like, remember when it was quarantine? And it was, like, summer vacation every day. And we just, like, woke up, and we played Animal Crossing, and then every night we'd, like, make popcorn and watch a movie with our roommate. Yeah. Exactly. I mean, luckily, because Phoebe and I have this amazing job because of Sweet Peas Like You, we do see each other basically all day, every day. So that's so nice. Pinless, did you even put on pants for like 4 months? What did you even do? I do get quarantine nostalgia. That's when we should have been streaming. That's when we should have started streaming. I was butt naked for a year. I'm always like, can't believe I had the audacity to be depressed. I was warm in my home. Yes. Ass out. Oh my so god, Squidding, that's so much. I George the Jungled my way into society in 2021. Katie, listen, I bet it would suck to be pregnant at the time, but I do feel like... Yeah. I do feel like it... I feel like anything... Like, anytime anyone's like, yeah, but it was really stressful because of these reasons. I'm like, no, but, like... Wasn't it nice to not have to go anywhere? And, like, it wasn't... It was really stressful. Like, we sent just, like, 2 people to the grocery store. And then eventually we started to all go to the grocery store, but we'd go to different grocery stores. Like, basically, we'd rope drop the grocery store. Only twice did we have to be those people who were, like, running for the toilet paper. So it wasn't that bad. But we also lived in, like, a major, major city, right? So I can't imagine what it was like in less major cities. I don't know if maybe, like, only some mobile orders. Oh, that's nice. Time to stay inside, always, and only talk on the phone. Oh, no. It was full lockdown. Yeah. And in Orlando, because it was, like, the second... LA was the first, like, hotspot, I think. And then Orlando was, like, the second one. So, yeah. So everything was, like, literally, everything was closed. In the U.S., they never did, like, a full... I saw that it, like, did best. Like, everything went best in, I think it was Australia. It could have been New Zealand. We also moved cross-country in the fall of 2020. We didn't have 2 cats, though. It was just me and Phoebe and Hannah, and Phoebe's mom flew to Orlando. We went to the parks for one day. We went to Epcot. And then the next day we drove across the country. Actually, we went to Epcot. I don't remember the actual days, but, like, let's say we went to Epcot all day on Thursday. Our last day in the parks, because our main gate passes weren't, like, shut down yet. On Friday, Phoebe and I were both registered to vote in Florida, because we obviously thought we were going to be living there for much longer. Um, so the 2020 election, we woke up super early like that Friday. Went and waited in line from like 6 a.m. to be some of the first people who got to do like early voting. In Florida, which thankfully Florida does. And then we left from voting, which we voted at two different places because we were both registered in Florida, but you have to go to the poll place for your like zip code. And Phoebe was still like on their license, had like their first CP apartment. And I had like my apartment in Davenport. Anyway, so we had to go to two different places to vote. Voted. And then drove across the country for 7 days. It was an interesting experience. I don't know what that means, Pindles, but I love it for you. Help each other clean. I love helping to clean. I have a friend who's been going through like a mental health crisis for quite some time. And every few weeks I like message her to be like, hey, still here. What did you need from me? How can I help? I love to organize. It's like my favorite thing to do. So how can I help? And I just think they're not like in a place to like accept help really, because we'll like make plans and then they'll bail. And I'll be like, that's fine. Let me know when you're ready. Listen, it's selfish because I love to organize. Hello. Thanks for being here, Lily Toadstool. Glad that you're Toadstool. Don't listen to me. I can't talk. Sorry if that was a weird noise. 2020 was really something else, wasn't it? It was something else. Here's the thing, though. I thought I had experienced a lot of trauma in 2020, and it turns out the worst was yet to come. So I am a little nostalgic for it. Oh my God. I just love organizing. People were like, at least in Orlando, people were like, I'm not wearing a face diaper. Because they were like anti-maskers, and so they'd wear underwear on their head. It was 3 years and 1 year. I love moving. Oh my God. So I never moved as a kid, so I think that is relevant. I know people who have moved a lot hate moving. I never moved as a kid. My parents are in the same house that they were in when I was born, still. And so when I moved into my first apartment, I was so excited. And then also I feel like moving out of your parents' house into your first place is so different because you're only, like, there's no, like, you're not getting rid of anything. You're just taking your stuff that's your favorite. You know what I mean? There's no, like, edit in that process, if you've seen the home edit. So that's pretty easy. Then I moved from my first apartment, which I lived in for 2 years, back to my parents' house for about 6 months, and I basically just lived out of boxes because I was moving to Orlando like 4 months later. So I packed that up, lived out of boxes for like 2.5 months at my parents' house, and then drove to Orlando, and I knew that I was not coming home from Orlando. Because I wanted to go no contact with my parents then, but it was like not really possible. But I knew I wasn't coming home. So I packed everything I owned. Everything that was like mine. That I could fit into my car. And then I technically moved one more time before we moved here because I moved from my college program apartment to my like real actual apartment that I had with roommates. In Orlando. And then I lived there for 3 years. And then I moved from there to here. So I haven't moved that much, which is why I love moving. Hello, thank you, Red Hades. I love moving. I also really always liked the first couple weeks of school, where it's like you get your syllabus and you like fill out your planner and you like look at the year and you're like, wow, I'm gonna learn so much this year. Like, you know. Thank you, Pinless. I was really brave for not buying that pillow. I really wanted it. And I feel like moving is that same concept. Like, it's like you see, like, an empty room, and you're like, think of all the memories I'm gonna make in this room. Like, You know, like it's like a blank piece of paper. Staring at the blank page before you, open up the dirty window. Let the sun illuminate the words that you cannot find. Learning where all my new classes are. Oh my god. Phoebe and I are different in a lot of ways. And the number one way that came up the most, at least when we were first dating, was that I loved high school. Was I incredibly depressed and in the throes of a eating disorder? Yes. But other than that, I loved it. I loved it. It was structure. I knew exactly what I was getting into. I always got really good grades. In my junior year, I was nominated for the homecoming court. My senior year, I was like the lead in the musical. Like, I loved it. I loved it. I was also like, I was good at school. I also didn't have like a lot of, like I had homework in high school, but I feel like I didn't have a lot of like projects. Yeehaw. At least like that's how it feels. Oh my god. Veronica, you didn't even lie. Hated high school, loved college. I also loved college. I was a big drinker in college. So like I didn't like it as much because I was having a depressant every single day. Okay, first of all, that's mean. Second of all, okay, so Jane, I have a question. Prom princess? So did they have like a prom queen and then like a court? I think Veronica, I still don't believe you. No, there's no proof. Veronica went back in time, simply altered the course. The prom court? That's so interesting. We didn't have that. For prom, we just had prom queen. I don't think we had prom king. We just had prom queen. For homecoming, they did homecoming king and queen, and then a court. At my high school, it was a drawing. Sorry, so anybody could win? Okay, so Jane, that means you were really close to having your Carrie moment. Did you practice your telekinesis powers? I wore my tiara. Good for you! I was voted... It was an art school, anyone of any gender. That's so spicy. Good morning. We're talking about prom. Yeah, we had a prom queen. Let me show you our prom queen. I was in like I went to prom, like she wasn't my date, but we were in the same like group. Does that make sense? This is her. Look at her. First of all, are you kidding me? What? Look at her. Do you mean actual normal queen and not just prom queen? We were also like running late for prom, and someone was like, her name's Day, and someone was like, Day, we should probably get going, right? And she was like, oh my god, no, like, do we want dessert? Like at the restaurant. And we were like, if we get there any later, that we might miss when they announce prom queen. And she was like, oh, well, I mean, I don't think I'm gonna get it. And we were like, stop lying. It's okay to know that you're hot. She was also, like, we were both trailmaids, which is a whole thing I'm not getting into right now, but it's like you wear pretty dresses, you talk about your city. That's all you really need to know. And she was first lady in waiting, which is a really big deal. She also was in, like, musicals with me in high school. She's just... Did y'all ever know someone who gets, like, anything they want, but you're not ever mad? Because you're like, honestly, she deserves it. That's Day. She's gorgeous. She sings. She's a dancer. She's been dancing since she was, like, 6. Her parents are also, like, literally... I don't remember what they do, but, like, we met at her house to go to prom, and when I tell you, it was, like, the most fancy house I'd ever been to. And she's an only child, and she was like, oh my god, stop. And I'm like, it's a really nice house. My parents have worked really hard. And they have. And her parents are also so nice. Like, so nice. They were like, welcome to our small mansion. Did you want one of these several flavored waters? We have lots of snacks. And we were like, no, we're going to dinner. Incredible. That's me to me when I get something I want. I loved going to like prom and homecoming. I really did. I hope our kid also loves it. Do you know anyone who wasn't like supermodel gorgeous? No. Me? You know? That's not true. There's obviously people who went to my high school who look like normal people. But it would be rude of me to pull them up and be like, see, this is a normal looking person. That seems shitty. But I'm glad the ones you knew were nice. I knew a lot of really nice... Let's find another one. This is another girl who should have been a bitch because she got everything she wanted for the most part. Oh, wait, I don't know if we follow her on here. But she was so nice. And when her friends were being bitches... Oh, we don't follow her. When her friends were being bitches, she stopped being friends with them. And... I will pull every hot person into my hot person orbit. There's a girl that I was friends with in high school who also... Day works at Disney World. This other girl also works at Disney World. But we all went to the same high school. But her name is Bree. And a lot of her friends in high school, because they were on the dance team, were like skinny, blonde, and were like rude. And she wasn't. I don't know why. She was so nice to all of us. Bree's always been really nice. It's just Bree. Her name's Brianna. But yeah. She was always super sweet. She actually has like a baby who's like 4 months old now. And when her friends were being like... One of her friends was actually mean to me about me winning junior homecoming court over her. And the mean girl was like... Morgan literally just got hot this year. Like, there's no reason that she should have won. I should have won. She doesn't deserve her partner, who was Lydia. I took the thing off my thing. Sorry, I'm playing with it. But anyway, and Brie was like, okay, she's literally nice and has done nothing to you. You didn't win because you're not nice to people. So, and it was super nice of her. She doesn't even have her hotness tenure. That's what she was like. She was so mean. Her name was Savannah, and she's a bitch. I'm sure she's still a bitch. I was in high school in the 90s and was hated until grunge became popular. Oh. Yeah, I don't feel like... I mean, I guess Pinless just said it, but, like, I didn't know anyone who got nominated, like, to be funny. I feel like when I watch, like... TV shows about, like, kids getting bullied. I'm like, people don't really get bullied like that. At least not where I'm from. People, like, are mean online for sure. And, like, I would say, like, the meanest thing that I would see is, like, you know, people talking shit as, like, some girl who they think is ugly just walked by. But, like, people weren't, like... getting swirlies and like having trash stuffed in their locker. Also, where I'm from, everybody has a lock on their locker. So I've never understood when like a kid goes to open their locker and it's like filled with, you know, toilet paper. Here's the thing, Katie, though, like I bet those same girlies are like big Billie Eilish fans now, who doesn't dress very... I mean, maybe she does now, but at the time... Katie, did you go to school in a Lifetime movie? They are! You have to be hot for 5 years before you get hot privilege. And I feel like now people are like more... They bully online. So like... That's why people get less like... bullied that way. Phoebe got bullied... It's not my business to talk about. Phoebe got bullied a lot more than I did by their ex-boyfriend who was stressful. The other thing is I went to a really big high school. Like, my graduating class, the people who, like, I sat through graduation with was 615, I think. And, like, we still had a lot of dropouts. So that class, entering as freshmen, I think was, like, 900 people. Pinlet, where did y'all go to school? I'm glad we're all hot and powerful now. But what the hell? They were literally stealing my glasses. What the heck? That's so strange. In Ireland? Hey, not to be a bitch, but who the fuck is bullying? Would you not turn around and be like, here's the mountains. Here's the stone everyone has to kiss. Everyone be nice. Who has time to bully in Ireland? It's a famous place. It's like when people say they're from, like, New York City or London. I'm always like, no, you're not. No one lives there. They're bullying me. Because I would have been a bitch. Okay, it sounds like you should have gone. That people bullying me genuinely like my vlogs. My hometown is right outside of Portland. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, people still were getting really bullied, and I'm sure it really affected them, but it was less... It sounds like some of you guys got bullied the way they bully in Lifetime movies, and I'm sorry about that. The good news is we're all here and hot, and none of us have any trauma at all. So how about that? Yeah, my bad. We were all busy sheep and farming. Pinless, that's what you should have told them. You should have said, I've seen American media about Ireland, okay? What is supposed to be happening is Gerard Butler is supposed to send you little notes from the dead. No trauma, just vibes. Yeah. Some of us get bullied online. Guys, the big sheep sharing competition is coming up. We can't spend time on bullying. I wish Phoebe would come in here. Phoebe got like more, I would say more Lifetime bullied and less online bullied. Yeah, people were into bullying online. And honestly, the nice thing about that is you could just block people, and if they made like a Facebook page to hate on you, you could just not look at it. And like it still sucks that it was happening, but you could literally not be a part of it if you wanted to not. Oh my god. So if it was easily accessible to me, I think I would go to my reunions, but that's because I would win the reunion. And I know what you're thinking. Is there a competition? And the answer is technically no, and yet I would still win. Because I didn't win any of the superlatives. I should have won funniest, but that's fine. We won't get into that. I didn't win any of the superlatives at my high school, but I should have. And they'd be like, "What do you do now?" And I'd be like, "Oh, I'm an influencer. Like 500,000 people follow me and my partner on TikTok. And we just talk about how we're in love and what to do if your kid is being bullied or mistreated." I won most unique. It sounds like you were. Oh, I was bullied. I was bullied a lot in like middle school. But it was just like the kids on my bus. Like it wasn't really at school. I'm planning my 10-year reunion currently for the summer. Maddie Wild, are you gonna win? I almost got written in as most intimidating, which wasn't a category. The whole thing is that they're popularity contests. I didn't feel like any of ours were like, I don't have any of my yearbooks. My parents have them. I didn't feel like any of ours were like to be mean. Phoebe claims that they got voted one of them as a joke, and I don't know if they did. I think it was genuine. But Phoebe won like most likely to be a superhero, which is strange. Some of us are being clocked as autistic and bullied for it. That's bully behavior and I don't like it. Probably not. I'm gay and from a small town. So I feel like we had a nice mix of teachers. We definitely had at least one teacher who was certainly like popular in high school. And like was now an English teacher. We had two. One of them was much more yelly than the other. So one of them was like much more popular than the other. The one who wasn't yelling. And they were both English teachers. And I don't remember either of their names. I just remember what they looked like. But the first one was a 9th grade teacher. She got pregnant in her high school at like 17 or 18. And would always be like, I was actually like gonna be on the court, but I couldn't because I was pregnant with my son or whatever. And people will be like, okay, no one really cares. Like, people get teen pregnant, it's fine. I won't. No. Sorry, I shouldn't have phrased it like that. The yelly one was less popular. And then the other one, they were about the same age. The other one was blonde, and she literally looked like lamb chop. Like, she had so much eye makeup all the time. But she was very lax. She was very much like, if you guys have seen like Yeehaw Meehaw on TikTok being like POV, I'm your English teacher, and she's like, oh my god, wait, why isn't Katie here? Oh my god, did they break up? Well, it makes sense. I wouldn't come today either if we broke up yesterday. Whose fault is it? Was it mutual? Like, that's kind of how she was, and that's exactly what this teacher was like. She was very much, and like, it's not appropriate, but it is non-threatening when you're the teenager. It shouldn't be happening, but like, I don't think it's like stressful, if that makes sense. Popular girl teachers are annoying. This girl, she also was hungover a lot, especially during Mardi Gras season. She would come in and she'd be like, I'm so sorry, everyone. I'm so hungover. And she was probably like, I don't know, like 35. She wasn't old. I'm taking Olive Chat to Yeehaw Meehaw's fictional school. Yeah. She was funny, honestly. Like, I think that's the thing. Like, I don't think there's a problem with teachers like that as long as they're just, like, gossiping and not actually, like, it's not like she was friends with any of these kids on Facebook. It's not like she was buying them alcohol. It's just that she was, like, actually, I don't know, a person and talked to the juniors and seniors like they were young people. That's kind of how I feel. The problem is that a lot of those teachers also will be like, oh my god, wait, you have a TikTok? Let me see. Wait, let me see your Instagram. And as long as you're not actually engaging with that and you are just like acting like their friend at school, but like, I don't know, Veronica, I'm so sorry. He straight up sucks. I can't imagine. I know we have some teachers in chat, but they must only be here on Saturdays. But I feel like being a teacher, I don't know. I think I'm not cut out for it for a number of reasons. But one of them is I wouldn't be able to keep my mouth shut. I wouldn't. I would be like, okay, Cassie, can I talk to you after class? And I'd be like, hey, I've seen your boyfriend, okay? What's going on there? He seems rude. Is he rude? Why do you feel like you need to date him? I would just be everyone's personal therapist, and I don't think that's appropriate. Yeah, that's the problem, is I do want to know all the drama. Because we were seniors and she thought we should be treated like adults and be informed about high school administration policies. Listen, I don't miss being like a part of the drama. There was like a very dramatic moment my junior year, the year that I was on the homecoming court, where my date, like, I don't know, like, we had kissed in that night, and I was like, oh my god, like, what is this? And then later that night, they kissed someone else, and it was, like, the worst night of my life at the time, and now I'm like, that's so silly, because we were single, like, they could have kissed whoever they wanted. And, like, I don't know, but, at the time it feels so big, and now it's, like, I do miss, like, I don't know, I think with enough time, you're kind of nostalgic for anything, you know what I mean? And I think I do miss when, like, that was my biggest problem, was, like, are we gonna get back together, or are we not? Like, what does this mean? We're gonna pass each other in the hallways, you know? They don't tell the teachers. Listen, how old is the class that she's student teaching for? That's the other thing, is, like, I feel like the drama in, like, middle school is just, it's just so unhinged. Like, there's no other word for it. At least at my middle school, there were two kinds of drama. And it was like, oh, well, Melissa and John
sat next to each other at lunch. But then at PE, Melissa was sitting with Tony. So what does that mean? And everyone's like, oh my God, Melissa. And it's like, that's not drama. You know what I mean? Or it would be like, oh yeah, did you not hear? Like, Carly's pregnant. And I'd be like, we're in the 6th grade. And they'd be like, yeah, well, she's totally pregnant. And it was just that, like, Carly had gained a little weight and no one knew how people got pregnant. So they didn't know that. There's little drama and there's literal crimes. Not so binary art. Listen, it's hard out here. They just come up to you and spill everything. Hello. We're talking about, like, middle school and high school drama. My nibblings in middle school and the things that go on there now. I was telling all the secrets with the popular kids. There was a courtyard battle. Stop. You're lying. Wait, why would they bring a used tampon to class? A wide range of what they consider big news. Stop. Listen, I do appreciate committing to the bit. It's just like, I don't know, man. Like, I am so excited for whatever, like, fake drama that's not actually that stressful our kid goes through in, like, middle school and high school. Because it's like, do you guys remember, I mean, some people might be too young, I guess, but when I was in middle school is when MySpace was, like, at its peak. And so it was, like, genuinely, like, people really got their feelings hurt about, like, people's top 8. That was, like, really big actual drama. Hello, welcome. We're talking about the kind of drama you go through in middle school and high school. Like, it was, like, friendships broke up because of MySpace top 8. It was not a joke. When Fall Out Boy went on hiatus, I cried so hard I threw up. Why is it like that? That's what, your feelings are so big in middle school and high school. I don't know anyone's real name. I need everyone right now to know. The people in chat that I call by their real name is Seven and Drake, I think. Everyone else, if I'm calling you by your name, it's just because it's the first part of your username. Everyone else is their username in my head. It was a huge deal. I was in middle school from 2006 to 2008. Well, 2009, technically. So I started 6th grade in the fall of 2005. And then I finished 8th grade in 2008. So I'm a liar. My God-given name is Arm Applesauce. They went around doing interviews with the student. It's a great school, great people. Stop. That's so funny. Oh yeah, I do call Dorian by its name. That's true. Yeah. Listen, people did break up because of MySpace. I would say, I'm trying to think of, like, what else was, like, really big in middle school drama. Like, not getting invited to birthday parties. And that hurts. You know what I mean? That hurts, like, a lot when your friends are having a birthday party and you don't get invited. Especially if it's, like, a slumber party. That sucks. And now as an adult, if I don't get invited to something that I think I should have been invited to, I'm like, oh, well, I'm kind of busy all the time, so that's fine. Yes, not getting invited to the secret sleepover after the birthday party. No, I don't want to spend that time with him. That shit hurt. And it definitely, like, it still hurts to feel not included as an adult. But I guess, I can only speak for me, but I feel like it hurts less because I am like, did I really want to go to that? I feel like now I'm not. I used to be like, well, I at least want to be asked. And now I'm like, if you didn't think I was going to go, then it's fair that you didn't ask me to go. My name is Morgan and my pronouns are she, her. If you want to share your name and your pronouns in the chat, you can. If I don't get invited, I rejoice. Yeah. I feel like I got invited to a lot of things as a kid, and I was less honest about if I actually wanted to go or not. And now I'm like, do I really want to go to this, or am I just tired? I don't know, you know? I am an extrovert, so I love going places, but I really like to have, like, plenty of time to know so that I can plan to do a different day of, like, my home chores or whatever, you know what I mean? But yeah. I am trying to think. I feel like in high school, there was a lot of drama with, like, oh, like, this couple just broke up, and then a week later, the guy was dating someone else. That makes sense, Rexy. It's hard. So many she, they, she today. Happy National They She Day. It's also like when you haven't seen anyone for a while, you obviously are more likely to want to go places. In theory, right? There was a big pressure to go to everything because you want to fit in. That's true. That's true. I've always been extroverted. I like going places. You do have less relationships to maintain as an adult. That's the other thing. You can prioritize the ones you actually care about. And I feel like, at least at 28, like, if I am not prioritizing a relationship with someone I haven't really hung out with in a year, like, we've just naturally grown apart, I don't think either of our, like, feelings are hurt. It's just kind of what happens. And, like, you know, if you want to rebuild that, you can, but yeah. That's how Phoebe is. Phoebe really hates going places. And supposedly really like the French teacher who did not like him back, so she bought a fake engagement ring. Stop. Full stop. We had a geometry teacher who was dating the, like, algebra teacher, one of the algebra teachers. But they met when she was a student and he was a teacher, like, 10 years prior. Maybe less than that. Maybe, like, 6 years prior. And I remember being in high school and being like, oh my God, that's so sweet that that's how they, like, met. And then I got a little older and I was like, wait a minute. Is that how they met? And then now as an adult, it turns out, like, technically, yes, that is the first time they met each other, was that she was a cheerleader at the school and he had already gotten his job at the school. But she wasn't, like, in his class, I don't think. He wasn't, like, the coach for the cheerleaders. It's just that, like, she knew who he was. And then they didn't start dating or talking to each other until she also worked at the school. And he was like, welcome to the math wing. And she was like, I actually know you. My sister was in your such and such class, but I didn't have you because I had Mr. So-and-so. And he was like, oh, that's so funny. I don't remember you. So it actually isn't creepy. And they're only, like, 8 years apart. Maybe less than that. So it actually isn't that bad. But I remember in middle school, like, casually hearing about it and being like, that's so sweet. And then I was like, that's scary. And then later, someone who actually knew them was like, oh, it actually isn't stressful. It's just that she knew who he was, really. But yeah. When it wouldn't matter, it'd be funny when I was an adult. And looking back, they were right. No, I don't think we'll ever tell our kids, like, this seems really big now, but it won't matter when you're an adult, because it's so dismissive, because it matters so much right then. Like, it is so stressful when you are in high school and you and your high school boyfriend break up. Pretty Little Liars, Twilight. There was a lot of media in the early 2000s that was like age gaps. Age is just a number, baby. And it's like, okay, yeah, when like one of you is 30 and one of you is 45, age is just a number, that's fine. But when one of you is 16 and one of you is like 28, that's not good. It also teaches them to deal with big feelings on a not so big scale. Yeah. It means so much at the time. Boo. Listen, are teachers allowed to report that kind of thing? I didn't know anyone who was actually in a situation like that. Vampire Diaries did that so much. Oh, see, I didn't watch Vampire Diaries. Like teachers are mandated reporters about like if they think your parents are doing something stressful, right? Oh, interesting. Yeah, I didn't know anyone who was in a situation like that. I did know people who had like boyfriends that they met on like Gaia in like middle school, and now they were like MySpace and like Facebook was just getting its like foot in the door for young people. Like, so I did know people who had boyfriends they had never actually met who claimed that they were the same age as them. And I was like, you don't have never met them though. And they'd be like, no, but I have pictures. I never got catfished as a young person, but like, shout out to my club people girl and hope she's out there. Are there reporting guidelines? I don't know. I tell you what, people were not reporting stuff in my school. That's for sure. Boo. Boo to that. We had like, I don't know, teachers that people would say were creepy, but looking back, I think they were just gay. Because it was like two of them in particular. And people would be like, yeah, like he's really creepy. And I'd be like, I don't feel like he's creepy. I do feel like he doesn't act like the other boy teachers. And then as like I went into college, I was like, I think he was just gay and those people were homophobic. Which is not the same thing. But yeah, okay. I'm gonna go up to the bathroom and I'll be right back.
Hello, I'm back. My stomach hurts so much. Surely if one of my organs was, like, having a problem, we'd know, right? I'm thinking so. I hope so. You know, who can tell, truly? Surely. It would surely feel more than just hot tummy. Incredibly hot tummy. But I had a little bit of coffee this morning, but it's decaf. It's mostly chai. And then oat milk. And, like dairy-free creamer. So, like, also, I literally woke up in the night with it hurting so much. So much. But yeah. It is what it is. Let's see. I forgot what I was doing. I did have breakfast, but it's the same breakfast I have every day. I really think it's got to be the letrozole. It's got to be. And anxiety, I guess, from, like, another, like, cycle that we're trying to get pregnant. But, like, I don't know. But I ended stream yesterday, and literally all I did was, like, sit on the couch and be like, my stomach hurts so much. And that's it. That's what I did. Should we make something on Canva today? It's just my favorite thing to do. I don't have anything to make, though, in particular. It's just that I love to. It's just that it's fun. We did also... Oh, my God. We were also talking about high school trauma. Oh, my gosh!
It's time to play the music. It's time to light the lights. It's time to meet the Muppets on the Muppet Show tonight.
I love your little trans snail. And chicken. That's so cute. Hello. Thank you for reading. What were you playing? What were you doing? Thanks. Seven's already on it. Seven's on it. Dorian's on it. Hello. My name is Morgan. My pronouns are she, her. I am technically a variety streamer. I do a lot of, just chatting. Oh my God. I love art. I love it. Go give Jacob a little follow, everyone. That's so cute. They were playing art. Yeah, I do a lot of Canva streaming where we make stuff on Canva, which is technically art, but it is usually just weird little fun things for fun. I am fully awake now. We were just talking about the type of drama you get into in middle school and high school and how they're different. That's really it. It's a just chatting stream. My partner Phoebe, they them also streams. They'll stream tomorrow, and we stream together on Fridays and Saturdays. But yeah, thanks for being here. What kind of art do you make? What's your medium? Thank you, Seven. We'll behave. We're so good at behaving. I was just saying I might make something on Canva, but I don't know what I want to make. I also need to update my, I'm sure it is. I love art. I also recently was like, is it art if I'm just putting stickers and pieces of paper together? And then Lemon, our friend who does our tattoos, was like, I think it's collaging, which is art. And I was like, so true, bestie. You're so right. Phoebe has a new favorite username. Phlebotanist, I think, has been here before. I'm fairly certain. I could be wrong. Let's go look. Should we look? Yeet.
Should we look on, what, Instagram maybe? Macaroni art with chat. Okay, that's a great idea. I pay attention really good. I mean, to be fair, you can't possibly know everybody's name. Jacob Selman art. Is that it? Stop. London? You're lying. Mere moments ago, I said no one lives in London. So you've picked a perfect time to come. This is so cute. I've messed up your 666 followers, and I'm sorry about that. Look at this. He's a little bird. They are just a guy. Just a little friend. This is so cute. I love the bird heavy theme. Stop. This is what I look like. You should know every single username. This is Jacob's art. I hope. Surely they'd say something if it was not the right page. Stop. Bella's cookbook. This is so cute. Oh my so god. Okay, tag yourself. Stop. Hold on. You can't see the little... Look, I'm this small one. That's me. This one's Phoebe. For sure. Look. Just relaxed. Just a little relaxed guy. That's so cute. Also, very cute. Look at this rat. This is really cute. You stream? How do you even do that? Like the art? I watch a lot of lives on TikTok of people who are like in the middle of designing. This is really cute. Everyone go follow Jacob. They live in London, which is not a place people live. So I don't, who knows where they really live? It's a secret. I do love this. Look at this. Oh my god, hold on. Look. That's so cute. I love this. Oh my god, they have glasses on. I need this as a sticker sheet. The country of Paris, perhaps? Maybe. Maybe they do live in the country of Paris. Nobody lives in London. It's just a place that people go to in films. It's like Hollywood. Very round. Thank you for rating, Jacob. Paris, like Texas? Exactly. London exists. You can't live there, though. You just visit. My little crime is telling everyone that you can't live in London. 7, every time you're like, I have to go to London, it just literally, it does seem like Epcot. It's like, it seems too, it's like so famous. I'm like, how can you just walk in there? I tried to get a hotel, they told me no because that's too close to living there. It's just a place named after London Fog Tea. Rexy, I believe in you. I do love a London fog. Researching antiques for a garage sale instead of working. Hey, that sounds like work to me, baby. It's like, it feels like when people, I don't know, I can't explain it. I don't know if there's a place in the U.S. that would feel that way to people who live close to somewhere like London. But it's like when people say they're going to... I have a friend who just went to Paris. And I was like, no, you didn't. People don't just go to Paris. What do you mean? You went to Paris. It's not a place. It's not real. It's just a place in movies. Surely you can't go there. I am in fear. Who has Paris money? This girl, her parents are kind of rich. So, you know, that is what it's like. The whole country of America is like that for me. I also feel like American media, like, I don't know. It like every movie takes place in New York. So while it also kind of feels like a place you can't really go, I have been there. And so I'm like, okay, like, you're lying. You cannot get to Paris for less than $100. I'm a little obsessed if America is real. Yeah, well, you know, it doesn't feel real. That's for sure. It just seems like when you go to London, do you like see like Big Ben? I don't know. That's just, it doesn't seem real. Whenever we eventually do go to Europe, it's just going to be me going, this looks just like the movies. That's what I did the entire time the first time I was in New York. Like everywhere we went, I was like, this looks, hey, did they film everything ever here? It looks just like the movies. Big Ben is a government plant. Socially enough, did you feel like you were on the set of Mamma Mia? We all just say we live in America to prank you guys in Europe. You're lying. Biscuits, can you see Big Ben right now? It just doesn't seem real. That's so true. Everyone on the internet is American to me, so America is internet town, and when I turn off my phone, it stops existing. Not right now, I'm working from home today. Don't let us live in the ground. I could go to Paris on Friday for €111. That is bonkers. You would fly there? You'd have to from Ireland, right? Because it's a... Let me look at a map really fast. Hold on. New dissociation coping mechanism unlocked. Okay. Hey. No, they're walking to Paris. It's weird going to such a famous place. I know. I want to go to famous. I want to go to Salem, Massachusetts so bad. Ryanair? That's so funny. Okay, here's a map, everyone. So here is Dublin. Here's all the places that are not real on the map. Dublin, definitely not real. 100%. Dublin is the place where they filmed the film P.S. I Love You. You know? They did film it there. Rexy Luthor, I hate to tell you this. Everything in Europe is so much smaller than you think it is. On the map. Obviously, I haven't been there. Good thing I don't live in London. I would have never believed that London and Ireland were so close to each other and like 5 years ago. I only know that now because we do this like once a month as we pull up this map. I can drive from one end of Ireland to another in less than a day. I drove from here where we live to where our cruise left from in San Diego, and it took me 20 hours. It takes a day road trip. Look at this. Look at how close they are. What I want is to take this and put it next to like the US. Can I do like map of the UK inside of the US? Does anyone know? Okay, this looks to be something. That seems right. Sure. Okay, so this is the UK inside of the US. It's just Wyoming and Colorado. Look how small it is. The UK can fit in your pocket easily. Oh no, Caitlin, we just stop a lot. That's why it took us 20 hours. If I were to type it in the GPS right now, it would say it was going to take 15. Texas has more land than the UK does. I know, I wish I could move it to Texas. Hey, get out of here. Look at that. So Dublin's right here. True size of? Okay, hang on. That sounds like it might be spicy, so let me just... Search and drag to compare sizes. Oh my god. Okay, here we go. Just a small guy. Okay, the true size of... Can I do like United Kingdom? Give it to me. Can I zoom in? Oh, here we go. Okay, look. This is where we are right now. Kind of. The US is smaller than it looks on a regular map. That's because maps are made wrong. I don't remember. Phoebe can explain it better, I think, but they're literally like made wrong. They're made to make the US look bigger than it is. But it is much bigger still than basically every other country. Look at that. It's the size of California. Oh my god, sorry. I didn't mean to scare everyone. What's another? Let's do just Ireland. Can we do that? Whoa, whoa, whoa. I've broken it. Oh my god, I did it again. Okay, hang on. Hey, I broke everything. Press F12. Thank you. Why would it show that to me? Okay, will it give me just Ireland? It looks like it won't. Let's see. Oh, it did. It did, it's just so small. My favorite thing is in the, in Animal Crossing when... Okay, I've gone too far. Oh my god, way too far. Okay, here's Ireland. Here's Ireland. It's half of Oregon. Look at that. I do wish the state lines were a bit more obvious. Here's Oregon's, like, lines, for those who can't see them. We know we're small. Maps are usually liars because of controversial the Earth. It's not a flat rectangle. You could put Ireland in your pocket. What else should we try to fit places? This is a great map. Can I get rid of... Oh, there we go. Nice. Oh my god, bro. Get out of here. Okay, in The Bachelor, they just went to Estonia. Which is very... Like, what a spicy place. We are small and perfectly sized. I want to go so bad. Okay, I'm going to plan my Europe trip. Here I go. So, I think I would land... Here's the problem. What I need is for 7 to get rich before this happens. The big countries are... Yeah. Yes. Exactly. Getting rich as we speak. Because here's the problem. Is if I'm going to go all the way to Europe, I want it to be like a whole thing. Now, is that possible? Absolutely not. Will I continue to act like it is possible? Of course. So... We'll fly in. Hold on. Hey, where's 7? Here's London. 7, I don't know where you live. 7, Googling Ponzi schemes. This general area of the United Kingdom is where 7 is. Oh, here's Manchester. Perfect. So we'll fly in here. This is actually pretty doable. I would love to go to Dublin. I would love to go to London. Birmingham, but they say Birmingham, which is pretty fun. Here's the thing. Paris, all the way over here. But I have to go. I gotta go there. Paris, that's where I'm headed. Right there. Also, Norway. I've been to the Norway Pavilion at Epcot, and I think I would do great there. A 2-hour flight is nothing. Denmark sounds pretty cool. Berlin. I don't know. I don't speak any German at all, though. I did at least take French in high school, so I think I'd, like, be able to see a sign and be like, this says go to the bathroom. You would do great in Norway. Thank you. I've been to the Norway Pavilion. Croatia seems really fun. I think realistically, if let's say we flew into Manchester, there's, like, trains everywhere, right? We take the train to London. We have a grand old time. We go back. We take the train to Dublin. I find a beautiful rich person who would love to adopt me and Phoebe. You know. Yeah, the Norway Pavilion in Epcot. Then, I don't know. Maybe we see... Where's Piccadilly Circus? That's in London, right? Hey. Yeah. Oh, there's a map. Oh, it was not helpful. I wanted this picture, really. That's what I wanted. I second starting in Amsterdam and getting around from there. Hey, 7, it doesn't matter if it's expensive, because in this plan I'm making, we're rich. Duh. That's the worst. Hey, no. Look, did you see? Because here I go. And now I'm there. That was a great demonstration. Look at this. Here's the real problem is I just want to see famous places, and I feel like all the famous places are in London and Paris. But in Dublin, hold on. Look. This could be me. Isn't that so cute? Walk really fast? There are fairies. That makes sense. That could literally be me and Beeper. Here's 7, the little puppy dog. Is that not you? It should be. Here's the P.S. I Love You guide to Ireland. Okay, are you ready? Won't it? It'll look so cute. Okay, first you go to Dublin. The romantic and fun-loving pub scene where Jerry finds Holly in the crowd and sings Galway Girl to her was actually filmed in Whelan's Pub on Wexford Street. True to the film, Whelan's is a venue for live music and is an outstanding traditional Irish pub. Amazing. Perfect. Here's pictures from the movie. Where do we go next? If you're looking for popular areas for traditional pubs in Ireland, Temple Bar is the place to go. Although it caters to the tourist, it's the spot for Dublin's pub scene and nightlife. Look, I could be standing right here. County Wicklow. Take a deep breath and inhale that cool mountain air. You are now in County Wicklow. Wow, I feel like I'm there. This is so green. I feel like my eyes would not even understand what's happening in front of me. The Sally Gap. I forgot her outfit looks like this. Hey, if you haven't seen P.S. I Love You, it's a bummer. It's like an iBuffet. It is like an iBuffet. Look at them. Then you can go to the Lacken Village. This is so cute. This article is the same as going to Ireland. You're right. It's like I'm there. Blessington Lakes. Look at these lakes. Look at them. Here's the problem is if I go there and there's not a handsome man who looks like Gerard Butler seeing me in a crowded pub and singing to me, then it's like, you know, I don't know if I'll get the full experience. I don't know how to say this. Glendenlau? You could get that at Vancouver. I don't know if you've seen Gerard Butler, but he's very handsome. He's literally the Phantom of the Opera. We could recreate it. Glendalough? That makes sense. Pin the PS I love you guide for later. Maybe I will. In college, I was really, really, like, obsessed with the idea of going to Ireland. I made, like, pictures from Ireland in the background on my phone. Like, I had a little jar that had pictures of Ireland on it that I would, like, put all my change into. I've never been. Also, green and fresh air. I can't believe you've never seen the Norway Pavilion, Lily. Hold on. Oh my god. It's so cute. Okay. This is the Frozen ride now. Oh wait, maybe this is just the store. I'm a liar. This is now the Frozen ride. Here's a little museum inside that has Frozen stuff. Look, they have this like thing. This is really the ride. They're hiding it. What in the world? Yeah, they have a lot of trolls everywhere. Here's Anna and Elsa. They meet at the Norway Pavilion. They have really nice bathrooms in the Norway Pavilion. This guy you can take a picture with. This is where I live. Yeah, be careful. I mean, I don't know how many red houses there are in Norway. Yeah, there used to be trolls everywhere. That was like the whole thing. And then they changed it to have Frozen everywhere. So now there's just one. Hey, be careful then. Don't tell everyone where you live. Like I said, it's literally all Frozen. It's really just Frozen Town. This is it from across the way. This is what used to be the Frozen ride, or it's now the Frozen ride. It used to be Maelstrom, which was the best. It was so cool. It's still really cool as the Frozen ride. Not as cool. This is what the costumes look like for the men and who work in the Norway Pavilion. Maelstrom was so good. I could pull that off. There's no Ireland Pavilion, unfortunately. There is a... Is it the United Kingdom Pavilion? No, that's not true. Wait, yes it is. Let's do Epcot map. Hold on. I haven't been in a year now. Because it goes China, Norway... I think it is the United Kingdom. PDF, please. Oh my god, I forgot they changed the name of everything. Hey, bro. Okay. Oh yeah, United Kingdom. Okay. 7, I'm going to show you the 7 and everyone else, I guess. United Kingdom Pavilion. It's because I always think that United Kingdom is by itself. Which makes sense. Oh, I like Disney World way better. We are touring Epcot. We're touring Epcot only for the... It's because, anyway, Canada and United Kingdom really blend in together, and so I forget they're two different pavilions. Sorry. Look, this is a store. This is a tea shop, I think. There's a little fish and chips place. Hey. Oh, this is right. This is the fish and chips place. Well, the fish and chips place is over here. This is a sit-down restaurant. A game of almost 20 years old. There's also like a behindy part. So this is the opposite of what we just saw. But there's also, if I could show you a map. Can I zoom in? Ha 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 ha. Fools. Okay. Here's the United Kingdom. So when you head to the World Showcase, you can, if you're wrong, you can go to the right first. The Colonizer Pavilion? It's in Disney World, and it stands for Experimental Prototype Community of Tomorrow. Yeah, there's a bunch of interesting YouTube videos about it. But anyway, it's a long story. But all you really need to know is that they have this thing called the World Showcase, and it's got a bunch of different pavilions with different countries. And if you didn't know this, the country pays for it. So, so literally, all of these countries, when they were building Epcot, contacted the Walt Disney Company and said, we will give you this amount of money to put, it's to promote tourism in their own country. So people will go to the Epcot Pavilion of Norway and then be like, I could go to real Norway. This is so cool. Yeah, they pay like annually, I think. They paid a large sum at the beginning, and then they also pay X amount. That's why it also creates jobs for people from that country. They had to change it right after the pandemic because they had to send a bunch of people with visas home. But right now, it's back. And so literally there's like a Florida law specific to Epcot. But it's literally like to work in the pavilion, you have to be from that country. Or you have to like have lived in that country at least and speak like the language. 7, you literally can work at the UK Pavilion Epcot. I have 2 friends from the UK who work at the pavilion. And then you can transfer from like wherever you start in your pavilion to like another job. Usually it depends on what country you're from, I think. No, yeah, they have to be from that country. Now, right after the pandemic, it literally just went back like a few months ago to where everybody, like they had to hire a ton of people from, it's a long thing, Sunflower, but like, yes and no. Essentially, they have their own, it's called Reedy Creek. It is like technically its own city, but they have their own police and their own, it's not police, they have their own like security and they have their own, firemen and ambulances, and DeSantis wants to try and get rid of it to try and bully Disney into being less woke. But all that's going to happen is if he tries to dissolve Reedy Creek as its own city, then if you have an emergency at Disney World, it's going to take 45 minutes for an ambulance to get to you instead of 5 minutes. So we don't want that to happen. It's just because DeSantis is a bad man, who is the governor of Florida. Yeah, no, I know. Anyway, yeah, you literally there's like specific visas to apply for to work at Epcot. I mean, again, I'm not someone who had to do it, so take this with a grain of salt. This is just like what I've gathered from my friends who got to do it. But yeah, if you're from any of these countries, you can work there. The nice thing about the United Kingdom Pavilion in particular is that, like, there are people from Ireland who work there. It's not just, like, I don't know, like, we Americans think of the United Kingdom as, like, where the Queen lives, and Ireland as its own thing. But I think if you're from Ireland, you can work in the United Kingdom Pavilion. Hello? No, listen, and I know it is. But there's no Ireland Pavilion, unfortunately. There should be. These are the pavilions. If you're a true fan, you go to the left first, and you go to Mexico, then Norway, then China. They call this the Outpost. I think it was supposed to be an African pavilion. Supposedly they were adding like 3 new pavilions, but they haven't yet. So I don't know if that's actually going to happen. It was before the pandemic that they announced it. The Germany Pavilion, they have the best freaking mac and cheese in the world at this pavilion. Italy, amazing, incredible. American Adventure. Okay, listen. Do I love America? The answer is no. Do I love the American Adventure Pavilion? The answer is yes. It's like as I walk through, I'm like, oh man, I don't have any patriotism. And I don't really like my country. And then as soon as I cross into American Adventure, I'm like, red, white, and blue. Let's go. These colors don't run. I love American Adventure. And it's fair that other people don't like it. But it's because, like, similar to how I love when things are, like, way too branded. Like, one of my favorite water bottles is one that is, like, Annie's Fruit Gummies. Branded. I love when I get, like, a t-shirt that's, like, man, I love Cheez-Its. And it's, like, made by the Cheez-Its company. For no reason. American Adventure is the American Pavilion. I go there to catch some patriotism. But inside American Adventure, inside this building, you can, yeah. It closed for a little bit, but it just opened back up. I can show it to you. American Adventure is a sit-down 45-minute show. You can find it on YouTube if you're really curious. With, at the time that it was made, really, really advanced animatronics. At the time that is right now, they certainly are not that advanced. But they are something. And it's hosted by animatronics of Mark Twain and Benjamin Franklin. And they tell you, like, the story of how America came to be. Except they, for some reason, excluded all of the colonization and the murder of indigenous people. They just don't really include that part. So it is inaccurate. But when it's 115 degrees, it's a great place to sit in the air conditioning for 45 minutes. So there's that. Every other pavilion, give or take, has a ride. So, like, Norway has a ride, Mexico has a ride. Oh, maybe it's not every other. It's just, like, half of them. Mexico has a ride for some reason. Norway has a ride. It's the Frozen ride. So it's inaccurate. Oh, yeah. China doesn't have a ride, but they do also have a sit-down thing about, like, not the history of China, but it's, like, the culture of China. I forget what it's called, but it's like, here's a celebration they do in China. Here's a song that they sing. Here's what it means to wear this outfit. Yeah, Hall of Presidents is a Magic Kingdom. The Frozen ride is so good. Germany does not have a ride, but they do have Oktoberfest, which is like a buffet, like, food. We had Thanksgiving there like 2 years in a row. My family came for Thanksgiving, and I ate Thanksgiving there. Italy doesn't have a ride, but it also has delicious food. American Adventure has a sit-down thing. It's not a ride. Japan does not have a ride, but they do have a museum that has a lot of, like, Animal Crossing and Hello Kitty stuff. It's pretty cool. They also have the best alcohol there, in my opinion. Morocco doesn't have a ride, I don't think. But it is where Aladdin and Jasmine meets. So, Monty, I have no idea. I assume when they had the original meeting of, like, I'm representing Norway. This is what we'd like our pavilion to include. I'm assuming then they did. But I don't think they get input on, like, what gets added or changed. I don't know. I have no idea. France doesn't have a ride? Let me think. I don't think so. International Gateway is another way to get into Epcot if you're staying at one of the Epcot resorts. It's one of the few parks that has 2 entrances. United Kingdom was supposed to get a Mary Poppins ride, and they have since... Oh, you're right. France has Remy's now. Thank you. France does have Remy's now. I haven't ridden it. It's new. United Kingdom was supposed to get a Mary Poppins ride that they have since nixed. And then Canada also has a sit-down thing. Most every country... Oh, France also has a Beauty and the Beast sit-down thing. But yeah, the countries literally funded it at the beginning. If a country stopped paying, I wonder how quick they'd change them. I also wondered that, Monty. There was a rumor before the pandemic, that... Was it Italy? That somebody was not going to pay anymore and they were going to change it to Greece. It was definitely like a rumor. It was not real. But there was rumors that one of the countries was going to... Oh, this is where they do the nighttime show. So people gather all around the lake and they do fireworks and, like, a nighttime spectacular, like, over the lake. Yes, because they could do Hercules stuff in a Greece one. This is the one with the ball, but the ball is not. The ball is up front. The ball's on the whole other half of the park. So as soon as you walk in the front, it's the ball. Oh my so god. I know, wouldn't it be cool? Let me see if I can find like the stuff that they announced before the pandemic. There's rumors they're gonna add an Encanto ride. They're adding an Encanto space to Magic Kingdom. But there's rumors that they're gonna change the ride in Mexico to Coco, but it's never happened. New Epcot Pavilion announced. It's not true, so I don't know if it'll actually come up, but it was a rumor. Hey. Bro. Okay, let's try again. Let's see. Oh, I think this is it. Epcot's World Showcase, ba 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 ba. Mostly people are just saying Greece, but I think it was Greece and Brazil that people were saying they were going to add, but it was never confirmed. You doing your hangies up? Mickey-shaped baklava. We're looking at Epcot.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Is it not confirmed that the Coco ride is going to be in Mexico?
I don't think it is confirmed. I really don't know. We have a friend here from Norway who didn't know there was a Norway pavilion, so it started there. And then I said, yeah, you have to be from that country to work there. And Seven said, I could work at the UK pavilion. And I said, you literally could.
Yeah.
They're always hiring.
Yeah. Also, it's mostly people who... What's like expat, but for being here now?
I think it's still Oh, no, it can't be expat because the pat is Patriot. And in pat.
Ex-BBC.
Yeah.
Ex-friend of Queen Elizabeth or whatever, I guess.
Yeah. Seven said, I look, they're not hiring for the UK right now. Boo.
Listen, it's because they've got a shit ton of people from the UK there.
It's because they just did a huge hire. When Paige got rehired.
Oh, I love Paige so much.
1 million people were getting rehired.
I hope she's having a great day.
Boo. Seven, you could work on the cruise, although then you'd see us even less, honestly, which is rude.
Seven, if you can do a fun accent, you could work somewhere else.
No, your visa has to be from that place.
Oh, god damn it.
I know. Which seems
there's
rude.
a lot of people who live in Florida now who are...
No, that's true, but they're from that place.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Oh, but Seven would only have a work visa.
Yeah.
Got it.
That's true. That you could work somewhere else. Future home of play. Wait, where does it say that? This is an old map. So this is open now. Oh, this is the play pavilion. It's hard to explain. Work on the cruise to encourage y'all to go on more cruises. Almost everyone who works, let's look at Disneyland cruise jobs. Almost everyone who works like guest facing activities was from the UK or...
Wait, can I talk about Preventure really quick?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, hello. I have to talk about Epcot because I worked there. It's the law. All right. So it's an absurd... Here's what would happen. It's a wild job. Do you guys know how you enter into Disney World?
They don't.
You have your little like magic band. And they have this thing called a touch point, and it's Mickey Mouse's head. And then there's a little flat part where you stick your little fingy down.
You dick your little finger in it.
You dick your little finger in it, and it takes a biometric... Hi, babies. It takes a biometric reading, which the way that they explained it to us at Epcot is that it's like... It takes a picture of your finger, it converts that like where you push down into points, and then it takes those points and it assigns them a number. So it does take a picture, but the picture's not stored anywhere, but instead old men think that you're fingerprinting them as they go into Disney World. And they hate that. They hate it so much. It's terrible.
It's to make sure that like I don't buy a 10-day ticket, use 1 day of it, give the other 9 days to Phoebe.
Yeah.
Which they used to not care about.
Yes, truly never beating the cult allegations. And the other thing is that once it, like, the line of, like, the mass of people is too much, it becomes, like, not like a safety hazard, but like people need to be able to like get through and do other shit. So like once like people lined up as to like the ticket booths, you have to sprint. This was me as the coordinator. I had to run into the back, hack the mainframe. There's like all these fucking like server computers that are in charge of the tickets. And so I had to like do my little like tappy and set every single touch point till you don't have to put your finger down. You just scan your ticket. So I guess if you're only ever coming into Epcot when it's like super fucking busy, you could be lying. Although they do take a picture every time your shit scans.
Yeah, if you look up when you're going into either Disney park, at least in the US,
Yeah.
if you look up, there's cameras at every single touch point, and it's taking a picture every time someone scans a ticket.
Which, like, not to be a bitch, but you signed all that shit saying that you were going to do that. So, like, and it is, like, the safest place. They've never lost a kid. You know what I mean? Like, people love to be like, oh, it's only scary people stealing children who work for Disney. And then literally not a single child has ever been lost in any Disney park because how scary they are about taking your picture a million times. Anyway, it was a fucking wild job. Absolutely bonkers. And guests are wild. And they also, old men love to do this thing where they would like put down their fucking like elbow and be like, fuck you, buddy. And every time I was like, no, fuck you, because that's going to work this time and then never again in your life. And you're going to yell at me every time and say that the fingerprint doesn't work.
Yeah, I would tell people to put down their knuckle, because
Yeah.
a knuckle is something you can control a little bit more if you didn't want to put your finger down.
Yeah.
But your elbow's never, that skin's never going to sit the same way.
Yeah.
Your knuckle, however, is pretty tight.
And then old people are loose. And so their loose finger skin just like won't go down the same way every time. So it's always just like little old ladies and men being like, I'm 1,000,000 years old. I don't have any fingerprints left. And I'm like, that's not what it is.
You can do a thing to like skip the biometric, but you have to wait in line at like outside guest relations. You have to fill out all the stuff. They take a picture of you and of your ID, and then every single time that you want to come into the park, you can't just scan your finger and go in. You have to wait for a guest relations person to come get you, look at your ID and your picture, and say, yeah, that's the same person, they can come in.
It's heinous. And
it's always like old white angry men who are like, I'm not letting them have my fingerprint. And I'm like, okay.
they love to do that.
I can literally see your address right now, and I have never met you.
Yeah. Also, people try to bring guns in like a lot,
Yeah,
like
they
all
do.
the time. It's just called like
I'm gonna get more water.
it's literally called like a level 0 or a code 0.
remember.
It's not a big deal. It's not even scary.
It's honestly, it's always people who like take.
It's like they forgot they were holding their gun, and I'm like, how did you forget you were holding your gun? So it's like security would stop them and be like, okay, so you can't have the gun. You have to go take it to gun daycare that's like 30 feet that way. And I was always these guys being like, man, can't bring my gun into Disney World. And I'm like, no, you can't bring your gun into Disney World. And one time, this couple tried to come in, and they had like a gun and like a shit ton of weed. And they didn't realize that they were coming into the park because I was at International Gateway, which is where like a bunch of the hotels are. I'm not kidding. Literally. Truly deeply. Oh my God. It was a whole fucking thing. And so you can't just take your gun to gun daycare if you also are bringing in a shit ton of weed where it's illegal to have weed. So we had to like call Orange County, which like they're always fucking around. By the way, all cops are bastards, obviously, we all know this, but during COVID, Orange County was the fucking worst. I literally would scream at them backstage because on stage they had to wear their shitty little gaiters, and then backstage they would just like rip them off and like walk around and like breathe on people. And so I literally got in trouble from my managers, really just like once, but I was basically like hollered like 4 separate occasions at different Orange County policemen being like, put your mask on. You need to have your mask on. And they were like, I'm backstage. And I was like, the cast members who have to work here right now need to not get sick. So I need you to put your mask back on in the epicenter of the pandemic. If you don't want to work here, that's fine. You don't have to. You get paid like $40 fucking an hour to be here and do absolutely fucking nothing except for breathe your shitty little germs. I hate Orange County. Possibly more than just a lot. I really hate them. Anyway, they fucking suck. And then it became a rule. They sent out a fucking email the next day. They were like, you're not allowed to tell the police anything. They were like, you're not allowed to tell the police what to do with their masks. And I shat on my managers about it. I was like, that's fucking unhinged. That's completely ridiculous. Anyway, I hate Orange County. Oh.
Because then the guests aren't going to listen.
and that was always what would happen. That's always what would happen, is that they would like take them down for a really long time, and guests would be walking around, and I'd be like, you need to put your mask on, and they'd be like, he's not, and he's a police officer. And I was like, yeah, he's a bastard. Sorry, not my fucking problem. Ooh, I'm getting heated. But anyway, the couple who tried to bring in a shit ton of weed, and they also had, I think it was only one gun, but they had like 2 things of weed. I don't really know. Anyway, Orange County took them into my fucking break room. So I had to like sprint in there as they were like walking them down to grab my lunch so that I could like have food on my break. It was too goddamn much. Too much. 2 weeds. I don't know. It was a whole thing.
It was so much.
Okay, I love you.
Will you give me some Tums?
Yes, baby. I love it, you.
It's not me.
I think it's your caffeine. I think it's a coffee for your tongue.
No. Yeah. Is that the weed? Okay, so this is the big ball. Also, people who haven't been to Epcot don't realize. Can I type in the Epcot ball? Probably not, huh? Damn. That would be really cool if I could do that, though. People don't realize how big the ball is. And it's huge. It's so much bigger than you think it is. Okay, here is... Oh my god, that's so small. This is a little better. These are human people back here, standing at the sides. Can I zoom in? There we go. This is a human person the size of my mouse.
Oh, it's a big ball.
It's huge.
I love that ball.
It's huge. Yes, literally 7. Oh, there's a ride inside. It's a ride. You go, let me see if I can find a picture. It's called Spaceship Earth. So you go, like, it's so hard to explain. Yeah, it's a ride. You get on, you go, like, up. It's so hard to explain. It's one of my favorite rides. It's very slow. It's a slow-moving dark ride. And it takes you through, like, the world. So you start with, like, mammoths and, like, cavemen. And then you go through, like, the burning of Alexandria. You go through, like, the first computer that was invented. Yeah, it's really cool. It's, you know, it's really cool. Spaceship Earth is one of my favorite rides. It's so good. This is inaccurate because you definitely load, like, right here as you go up into the ball. Yeah. 7. Let's look at Disney Cruise jobs. Actually, let's just look at... Let's see. Anybody who wants a new job, pay attention. Okay. And we want Lake Buena Vista. And let's do... Let's see. What categories do they have? Engineering. Hotels and resorts. Hey, whoa. I wasn't done. Food and beverage they're hiring. That makes sense. Retail. Let's see. I'm trying to do ones you wouldn't need any experience for. Operations. For sure. Theme park operations. Stage productions, you probably need experience for that. Okay, cool. Let's see. Hotels and resort manager. Hey, usher. Some of them come up in Orlando and some of them come up at Lake Buena Vista. Don't tell me. I have no idea why. Maybe I'll watch that this afternoon. I want to go on the Wish so bad. It's not Soarin' or California vibes at all. Soarin' is in Epcot, though. Oh, did I get rid of the map? Oh, no, here it is. So Soarin' is in the Land Pavilion. Oh, they changed the name of everything. I forgot. It's over here. This, I think, huge building is probably it. Let me think. You go in. You go to the right. Yeah, that seems right. It's in the Land Pavilion, which is this whole thing. We're fake job hunting. Really for 7 or for anyone. Executive communications intern, lifeguard. You know, you have to know how to swim. Can I do oh, here we go. Internship / programs. Live entertainment, horticulture, Disney College program, historical Black college. Interesting. The culinary program. It looks like they're doing applications for the college program. Listen, anyone who doesn't know what they want to do with their life and is technically in college, you can apply for the college program. It is fun sometimes. It is literally you get paid the least amount, you get the shifts that no one else wants, and you work 50 hours a week. You do get to go to the parks on your day off and you get a discount and I don't know. I feel like it's a great option if you don't know what you want to do with your life. Or if you were somewhere where you just wanted to go to the US. But that's the international program for them, which I think is open again. Let's see. Okay, let's see if there's any whoa, that's not what I meant. Sorry, that was a terrible noise. Here we go. Career areas. Consumer goods creative. Operations support. Marketing and sales. Oh, here we go. Guest and customer service. What the heck were they called? Call center, hotels and resorts, maritime and cruise operations. Let's try that. Disney cruise line. There's a sous chef job. Yeah, you can do it right after. Use your wages that we pay you in Disney to purchase Disney products. Yeah. It should cost $5 if you work there. Just a little crew line. Youth activities counselor. This is the one that I think Phoebe applied for. Let's see. Does it say how much you work for? 3+ seasons of overnight or day camp experience. 2 seasons of overnight or day camp experience plus 1 year experience working in a high volume, fast paced environment. You have to be 20 years old. Work without a day off for 4.5 months at a time and work 70 to 84 hours per week. Ain't that something? Work without a day off for 4.5 months at a time. Germany, Australia, New Zealand, and Norway are the current international programs open. It's not illegal because they're on the water. Also, because they put it in the qualifications, people know what they're signing up for. And it is it is really cool. What is this Sea Org? There's no laws in the water. They also get paid, like... So, like, they're getting paid, but they don't have any days off. So people will work on the cruise line to save money. Because you can't really spend any money if you're working every day. Like, there's nothing to spend money on. I love to work every day for 4 months. Yeah. It is something. Again, if you don't know what you want to do with your life, you know, they can't keep you on the ship if you want to leave. If you want to quit. They can't keep you on if you want you to keep your job. General technicians ship wide. Hey. You can also be a lifeguard in the Bahamas, it looks like. Let's see, what about this one? Legally authorized to work in the Bahamas. 6 months lifeguarding experience. Does this one say you have to work 4.5 months? It's drug-free workplace. That makes sense. It's because they don't have enough room to have people live on the ship full-time that aren't working. Does that make sense? I'm assuming if you got sick, I have no idea. I have no idea what happens. When we were like talking with all the folks on the cruise, they were like, yeah, I haven't had a day off in so long. And they were like, but I do get like a month off in a little bit. Giving days off means I have to employ more people. Yeah, just make room. No, I agree. Again, like, they do know what they're signing up for, so that is better, I guess, than, like, they don't tell you that on the college program, for sure. Remember when I said they were never being legal allegations? In the college program, it does not say, be ready to only have 1 day off a week for the next 6 months. Fuck your bills that whole month. Yeah. Yeah, so the people who are on the ship typically don't have, at least like the folks that I have talked to who have done it. Obviously, every situation is different, so I have no idea what every single person is doing. But the people that I know have to, like, wherever they live, move back in with, like, their parents or somewhere else so they don't have rent. Or they, like, sublease their apartment. But they move back somewhere where they don't have to worry about it. And then you can't have a phone, really, because you wouldn't be able to call anyone from the sea. You can, like, Wi-Fi call, but you get, like, a ship phone. So, like, if you work for the company, they give you this phone that's, like, anyone can contact you. Anyone who works there can contact you to be like, hey. It's like the fishing boats in Alaska work constantly to save money for time off. Exactly. So a lot of folks who do it, we can absolutely yuck this lump. Yum. Yeah, there's no between charters. The day that, like, we got off of our ship, that afternoon more people were getting on that same ship. It's a lot. You're busy every day. Also, like, our servers, they have to work breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And, like, at breakfast, like, it's just a buffet, so they don't have to work, like, as hard, but it is still work. Versus, like, lunch and dinner, it's, like, sit-down lunch and dinner, so they're, like, you know, taking care of their tables. And they make really good money. But it is a lot of work. It's a lot of work. I do think if for any reason Phoebe and I got divorced, I'd probably go work on the ship because I would have no idea what to do with my life. And I feel like when you don't know what to do, you might as well make it money. But, yeah. Now the characters? How good are we talking? Let me see. Because you're getting paid. So it looks like the average employee on the cruise ship is getting paid about $28 an hour. Which I guess maybe if you don't live in the U.S., maybe that's not that great. But if you live in the U.S., that's like 4 times more. Yeah. This is the average annual pay for a Disney Cruise Line employee in the United States is $48,980 a year. About $4,000 a month. That's true. Maybe it is including everyone. Wait. I'm reconsidering. I wonder, like... Let's see. Employee ratings. Oh, here we go. Opportunity. Opportunity got a 4.6. Equal opportunities for men and women got a 4.6. Women in leadership got a 4.4. Flexible work hours is a 3.3. It should be way less than that. Paid time off is a 2.4. Salary satisfaction is 4.2. Let's see. Will it tell you like the average? The cons are you aren't given a lot of responsibility, and moving up in the company is all about being in the right place at the right time. Oh, this is in her site. This is the... I wonder if there's a Glassdoor. Oh my so god. Oh, here we go. Hey, it's got a 4.0. Does it tell you the salaries? Let's see. Oh my so god. I have to create an account? Hold on. Continue with Google. Oh my god. I'm just lying. Orlando. Sure. Oh man. Oh my so god. This is so much. Okay, finally. Oh my god. Is food and housing paid for it? Yes, as far as I understand. Okay, retail and food services. Entertainment host. This has about 35,000. So not that much. But some people are making 56. That also depends on your entertainment host. So these are the characters. 28K to 33K. Guest services 25K to 29K. So not crazy, but again, you aren't spending unrelated. I'm on the open ocean. You aren't spending your money on anything. Now, I'm talking about people who are like single, who are like 23, who have like finished college or like aren't going back to college or in between, like you don't know what you want to do. I think it's a great place to be. However, obviously that's not, no pets. It's a good way to be forced to save most of the money you make. Obviously that's not everyone's situation. There are tons of people on the cruise ship who do have families back home and they just send all their money back home. That probably wouldn't work for me. I would be too sad. $15 an hour is $31,200 for context. Yeah, so that's only like not much better. Applying for jobs is such a fun thought experiment. It really is. And again, it just depends. So especially the waiters, I've always heard make much better money because, like, if you are really good at your job, people tip you really well. I don't know about the cruise, but I know at Disney World that I knew people who knew servers who made like $90,000 a year at Disney World if they worked at one of the like fancier restaurants. And then rumor has it, once you become a server at Disney World, you don't leave for anything because you are making such better money compared to working literally anywhere else in the parks. Similar for what I wanted to do eventually at Disney World, which was to be a VIP tour guide, which is like, if you've ever been to Disney World or Disneyland and you've seen like the folks in plaid that are walking around with like celebrities, or just like people who have a lot of money, that's a VIP tour guide. And to be a VIP tour guide, I think your base pay is like $18 an hour, something like that, but you get tips. And especially, like, the people who were paying to have a VIP tour guide, to buy, I don't know about Disneyland, in Disney World, to get a VIP tour guide, it is $10 a minute to have one. And obviously all that money doesn't go to the VIP tour guide. It goes to the company, and then the company decides to pay. And then you are supposed to tip your VIP tour guide on top of that. It's $10 a minute, minimum 8 hours. So to have a VIP tour guide for like one day, let me see. So it's $600 an hour times 8. So it's about $5,000 to have one for one day. Yeah. You can have up to 10 people though. So people will say like, oh, you know, it's not that bad if you have 10 people. And that's true, I guess. If it's $4,800 and you divide it amongst 10 adults, it's $500 a person. And you don't have to wait in any lines. You get to walk through Fast Pass. Celebrities can afford it. People who make a lot of money can afford it. Some people who don't make a lot of money will basically like spend years like saving up so that they can just have a like full experience, and they will pay. Now I'm sure it's cheaper at Disneyland just because there's only 2 parks, but more celebrities go there, so maybe it's not. They also want to make it so expensive that the average person can't afford it because they don't have enough VIP tour guides for the average person to afford it. Also, if everybody is going through Fast Pass, then nobody has a Fast Pass. You know what I mean? Yeah, you don't wait for the rides. You get to walk through the fast line. It may be the same rate but cheaper because it's less time in Land vs. World. You also, like, at least in Disney World, I obviously really wanted to work there, so I knew a good bit about it. They often will have like a van that personally drives you from park to park that goes backstage, so you don't have to wait in line to go through like park entrance and through like the parking lot and all that stuff. It just like takes you from, like, it picks up in Hollywood Studios right behind Tower of Terror backstage and will drive you to backstage Epcot over like on the left side of the ball. And then what'll happen a lot of the times is the VIP tour guide will take all of your tickets, go to the front of the park, check you in. You wouldn't have to actually go. And then go back. And then, like, if you're a real celebrity, there's also other things that they'll do, mostly for the celebrity safety. So, like, when Ariana Grande came to Rock and Roller Coaster, I wasn't there that day, but they literally, if you've ever been to any Disney ride where, like, they have a queue, because I feel like Disney does queues differently than every other park. It's like a building and then usually like a little video and then the part where you can actually see the ride. They cleared out the entire part where you could actually see the ride. So the line outside got really, really, really backed up and didn't move for like 20 minutes. Like didn't move at all because they were clearing out this part so that Ariana Grande could ride without anyone like seeing her. And like every ride has different protocols for that. But like, yeah, So sometimes you'll also do stuff like that if you're an actual celebrity who has a VIP tour guide. So technically she had the whole ride to herself. Like, no one else was on the actual ride at the same time as her. I feel like no, but I can get into that in a second. But like people were still in the line outside. So yes, KJX, but it would be gone by the time that the next group got in. That's like why they emptied the whole thing, because they had to send empty trains before and after Ariana Grande. So like it would be gone by the time the next people got off, because they didn't get off until 4 minutes later. Yeah. I feel like they say it's like a lifestyle to work there, and that's exactly the right word. Because it's not, the rides were going to go, it doesn't make a difference. The rides were going to go regardless. You have to send a train, at least at Coaster, every 30 seconds or so to tell the ride to do its job, if that makes sense. It's hard to explain if you've never worked at a ride. But yeah, I would say the reason it's it has cult energy is because they're not paying you enough money. They are paying you in magic. And they're right. That's what it is. Because you don't make enough money to really save any money or really go on vacation or really you make enough to survive barely with roommates. You don't make enough money to have an emergency or anything like that. But you take a lot of pride in working there because of the culture of it. So the day that you do traditions, which is your first day of training, that's at Disney University, they play this video that makes everyone cry, because it's all these it's a compilation video with really emotional music underneath of parents being we're going to Disney World, and it's kids screaming, and then it's a kid in a wheelchair who gets to dance with Timon and Pumbaa at the Lion King show, and then it's the mom being this is the safest place to take my kid, because they have a lot of needs, and there's always a place for us to go to get away from everyone, and da da da. And then it's just a really emotional thing about how what Disney has meant to all these random strangers over their lives. And it is really sweet, especially as someone who's always if you play emotional music under a Burger King commercial, I'll probably cry. And then it's you obviously are here because you're a Disney fan, their mantra that they teach you is create happiness is what they want every cast member to be doing. And so it's you may your day may look the same every day, but there are going to be kids and parents who will tell a story of something nice that you did for years. And that is true. There's a cast member that picked me as the princess to be in the parade, which they don't do this anymore because it's a huge safety hazard. But when I turned 4, they used to pick someone every day whose birthday it was or whatever. They'd pick a random kid to be in the parade, and you sat with Snow White in the parade. And there's a picture of me. It's one of my first memories. And I remember what the cast member looked like. And I was 4, and I don't remember her name or anything, but that's a story that I tell about someone who it was just a regular day to her. You know what I mean? And you don't get to do that at most other jobs. So they're right. It is unlike anything else. However, the reason it's unlike anything else is because of that culture they create with their cast members, and because the cast members work so hard to keep that culture up, they should be compensating them more. They should all be getting paid more, especially when Disney, the CEO, I think it was the CEO, just did an interview 2 weeks ago where he said oh, there's no shortage of money. So that's why we went all out with, creating the new Tron ride and the other experiences we're going to open in the next few years. And it's okay, if there's no shortage of money, pay your cast members more. Also, cast members aren't asking for it to be a lucrative job. Like, no one's trying to get rich working at Rock and Roller Coaster. They just want to be able to, like, pay their bills and also put some money aside. Like, no one is trying to be like, I want to get paid $40 an hour, you know, and become richer than my parents. They're literally just trying to, like, be able to live with only their partner instead of... I know several married couples who live with roommates because they can't afford to live by themselves. Yeah. Yes, literally. And, like, I really miss that a lot. Disney cast members are already great. Can you imagine how they'd be if they got paid more? Exactly. Purpose doesn't negate the need for a living wage. Yes. Exactly. And I really miss, like, the magic of it. If, I don't know, if something ever... They have a union, Tony. That's the sad part. The cast members are currently getting paid $15 an hour because of the union. They wanted to pay them less. I miss, like, creating, like, magical moments and, like, I don't know, like, I really miss having these, like, one-on-one moments with people a lot. I really liked my job at Disney World a lot. The situation we're in now is definitely better overall. But, like, that's something that we'll never get back. Is, like, pre-pandemic working at Disney World. Being able to do nice things for folks. And then I didn't work there after the pandemic because they never called me back. And then they fired me because they fired 26,000 people. But when Phoebe went back, everyone I know was like, it's different. What a great question. I have no idea. I don't know how unions work. At all, really. Like, I know what they're supposed to do, but the way that the union works at Disney World, the times that because I was when I worked at Coaster, I was in a unionized role, and then when I worked in guest relations, they're non-union, but they already get paid more. $15 an hour in Florida is a lot more than $15 an hour in California. I have no idea what they get paid in California. Yes, exactly, Chelsea. So what would happen is the union workers, the union folks, come into your break room and they'll be like, I can't talk to you while you're working. Or like, I can't talk to you while you're on your break, legally. And so I'd be like, okay. So I would like clock out for my break. And then it would just be me and the union person in the break room as I'm sitting there trying to have my break, and they would just be like staring at me. And then as soon as I clocked out for my break, they'd be like, perfect. So before you go to your spot, can I talk to you for a sec? And I'd be like, sure. And they were always like, and it's not their fault. It's the way that Disney made them do it, I'm sure. But they were like, they were just always like so on top of you. And they'd be like, are you paying your union dues? Which your union dues are only like, I don't know, $10 of every paycheck or something like that. They weren't like a ton, but like when you're not making that much, it kind of is a ton. And they'd be like, are you all read up on all the union things that we're voting for with the union? And I'd be like, no, because like when I leave here, I don't want to think about the work part of my job. And they'd be like, okay, well, this is what we're voting for. This is like, I can't tell you which way to vote, but like, this is what the two things mean. And I'd be like, okay, I'll vote for one. And then I'd like, vote for one. And they'd be like, no, yeah, that's like how I would have voted for sure. But and it's just like, they were always annoying. And I was like, okay. And again, it's as I've grown more, it's not their fault. It's definitely like Disney wanted them to be annoying because they don't want people to be on the union side. Anyway, and then they'd go and they'd negotiate with Disney. And then what happens is they are in negotiation for like 2 years. And then they'd be like, okay, so Disney has agreed. The big one that got approved, I was still a CP, so I didn't get to see any of this. But the one that got approved while I was a CP is they were like, everyone's going to get paid $15 an hour by 2020 or 2019 or something. So it was like every 6 months they raised it like 50 cents. And so by 2020, everyone was getting paid $15 an hour. But just standard cast members, it got paid $15 an hour. CPs, which is who I was, were still only getting $11 an hour because they're not technically cast members. Exactly, Chelsea. Yeah, and it's like when you are, I mean, I was 22, but most people who are starting at Disney and don't know anything yet are 19. Like, you don't know anything. You know what I mean? Like, you're just like, please stop bothering me. And so, like, I don't know. It's not their fault. The other thing is Universal Studios in Florida doesn't have a union, and they constantly get paid more faster because Universal just wants to look better than Disney. And the people I know who have worked both places say that working at Universal is better, but very marginally. So, like, Universal, I think their minimum wage got raised to $15, like, immediately. Disneyland resort workers are getting paid $18.50 an hour. That's probably still not enough. Yeah, it's so much, and the cast members don't get paid enough, and like they should. The other thing is you can't accept tips, in most roles at least. So like people would be like, hey, like I saw that guest who yelled at you because their kid wasn't tall enough to ride. Like I want to give you $20, and I'd be like, I can't take that. I could get fired if I take it. And they'd be like, no, but I want to give it to you. Like, it's my money to do with what I want. And I'd be like, I can't take it. I could get fired. But, yeah. Yes, exactly, Sunflower. Yeah. The unions that we have today are not the same unions that they had when unions were new. And it's also because, like I said, at Universal, they don't have one. And they'll be like, okay, well, Universal doesn't have a union. And they get everything much faster. So, like, why don't we just take what they're giving us? And then union will be like, because they want to give you $20 an hour, but never pay you overtime. And that would actually be worse. And they're right. But, like, when you are so desperate to get something quickly, it's hard to see that as the right answer. Does that make sense? So, yeah. Anyway, all that to say that, like, they don't get paid enough at Disney World. My volume's turned all the way up. At least all the way up to where it's not. That's not very seize the day. Literally. It's not very seize the day. Oh, yeah. I don't know about Disney, but yeah. It's just like, it sucks. It's a shitty situation. And the only way it's going to get any better is, like, if, like, more people say things to Disney about how cast members should be getting paid more and, like, not, I don't know. It's hard. All we do is when we go, we, like, are really nice to everyone. And then whenever we write, like, cast compliments, we always are like, they should be getting paid more. Everyone should be getting paid more. And then I also, like, I agree, Chelsea. I think Starbucks is really, it's going to go one of two ways. As more Starbucks unionize, I do think it could start, like, a whole, like, revolution of unions. But we'll see. I do feel hope because of Bob Iger being in charge again. But, like, he's just another white man. So it's hard to feel any real change is going to happen because, like, will it? Like, will it, you know? And at the same time, it's the only place we go to vacation because it is safe. We won't get hate crimed. We know what to expect. We know that if something goes wrong, they'll take care of us. Like, I don't know. I do feel like it's one of, I'm not one for online bullying, okay, normally, or bullying at all. However, I do feel like when a company receives a lot of negative comments, they care about PR, right? And how they look. So if you're gonna bully people online, I think it should be places like Starbucks and the Walt Disney Company because they care about PR. You shouldn't bully people. But every single time that I see anything that's like, you know, from the actual Disney parks, like Instagram, I'll be like, that's so interesting. Have you considered paying your cast members more? I will online bully Bob JPEG. I want to walk into Starbucks and bully the cup wall. You know, I just, anytime I see an article posted by the official Disney Parks blog, I'm always like, interesting, that's so cool. With this money, have you considered paying your cast members more? I don't know. I never bully, like, anyone online. I don't even say, like, this is so embarrassing when someone is, you know, doing something really Trump. Like, it doesn't change anyone's mind to online bully. It doesn't. So I don't, even if people have bad takes, I don't ever bully. I will block someone. I have no problem with that. You know? I just never, I don't know. It doesn't change anyone's mind to go to their whatever and bully them. Oh, they are gone. They're back now. That was so weird. Blocking is a blessing. At the end of the day, cast members make Disney. They need to make way more. Yes. And again, they're not asking for anything bonkers. I love to block with no remorse. I'm a big fan of the block button. And I don't take it personally if someone blocks me. I might be surprised, I guess, if I had no idea we had beef or like they were something they didn't like. But honestly, like I've blocked people not because they did something wrong, but because I just didn't want to see their content. You know, especially like right after our miscarriage, I blocked a lot of people because I was like, I don't want to see pregnancy announcements right now. You know? So I say this all the time, but I feel like online bullying, regardless of the person, it's sad. Like, don't spend your time. Hey, if you're the kind of person who likes to argue with people online, please hear me right now. You are not going to change someone's mind. You need to take your piece and say, today is not the day I will fight with a stranger online. I will simply block them and go away. And it will be better for you. You are. Exactly. Exactly. I don't know what you're talking about, Seven, to be honest. However, the meanest thing I've done recently, the closest thing that I will do to arguing with someone online is like Mr. Hamilton posted a thing that was like, hey, I'm going through a really rough time. I have to move back home. I'm really stressed out. Like, you know, here's my Venmo if you wanted to send me something. If nobody sent me anything, I wouldn't care. Like, it's just that people have asked. And as a content creator, people do ask. That, like, if you say, like, I'm really going through it, I don't know what to do.
You don't say anything like that.
Yes, that's true. People are always like, how can I tip you? How can I help? And we do that with people all the time. We bought something off of someone's wish list yesterday. Like, you know.
Also, Mr. Hamilton has a couple million followers.
4 million.
He's not making money, though.
No,
to be clear.
He doesn't want to be an influencer.
He has not monetized his platform.
He doesn't want to. Anyway, and people were commenting, like, TikTok is just the new place to, like, beg on the street for money, like, da-da-da-da. And I responded and said, like, sorry that your life is so sad that you feel like you need to bully people online. And then I blocked them. And then I reposted it and said, if you would like to, give the funny man money. And then after he got, like, you know, like $2,000, he was like, please stop sending me money. Thank you so much. I now have enough to put a down payment on a car. And he didn't buy a brand new Jeep. He bought like a 2016 Toyota Corolla. Like, yes, Pious Side. Exactly. It's an access to mutual aid. It really is. And like, it sucks that, you know, some people will post something saying like, hey, I can't make rent. And it only gets 6 views. And that sucks. But what happens every now and then is somebody goes viral and then they do get their needs met. And it's like, why wouldn't you try that if you're in a situation where it could help you? I don't know. People are goofy. But anyway, I don't know if it's my prefrontal cortex, but I don't bully people online. I don't argue with people online. I simply block them and I say, hope you have the day you deserve. Yeah, it just doesn't make any sense. We're literally all out here trying to survive capitalism. Now, if, Kim Kardashian got on and said, I'm really stressed out, here's my Venmo, then I think you can have a problem. But someone who has, he has 4 million followers, but again, he doesn't do ads. He doesn't monetize that. He doesn't want to be an influencer. He wants to be a teacher and a voice actor. Like, in his specific case. And it's like, if you looked at his content for 2 seconds, you would tell that he's not making money from this. And that's why this is the first time he's ever asked for anything. Exactly, Seven. Phoebe used to be an arguer. They're a little bit more arguey than I am, but I would, like, compared to when we first met, they're always like, I'm just going to block them. Just block them, I know, Rexy. I also don't really have, like, much of an argument, like, temper. The way that I have always lived, and is it healthy? Probably not. I'm sure it's a coping mechanism. But the way that I have always lived is that I already know that I'm right, and I will die knowing that I was right. And so I don't care if the other person is wrong. It won't matter because I'm already right. I won't argue, but I will like comments to say what I wanted to. Now I do that. I am a comment liker. Let's argue right now. Is Mira the cutest or the cutest? Let's debate. I seriously recommend blocking for your mind. Yes. I think that's the other thing though, is like if you, with TikTok specifically, if you have shown TikTok that you will go to, let's not go as far as that, but let's just say someone who has like a generally bad take. Okay, like if you're on parent TikTok, there are conservative moms who are like, I'm not going to watch Miss Rachel anymore because she has Jules on her show and Jules uses they, them pronouns. And they're making TikToks about that. And like, thank you. And like, that is stupid of them to do. They are wrong. I already know that woman is wrong. And also, like, what's going to happen is more people are going to watch Miss Rachel because they'll be like, I want to support someone who is supporting trans people. And so instead of going to that person's original video where they were mean to Miss Rachel, I went there and I blocked them. And then I went to Miss Rachel's video and left a nice comment. Because I already know that I'm right and that woman's wrong. I already know. What I'm not going to do is give her any more of my time. I do love the like and dislike buttons, though. Like if someone that I disagree with, I don't have the energy to educate you, right? I can spend my energy on something better serves me. Yeah. Bestie, why are you defensive? No, literally. Yeah. Yeah. It's from the 50th anniversary. I got it on our honeymoon. It was the one t-shirt I bought. Yeah, I don't know. If you are like, maybe I should argue less, consider this a sign that you should argue less online. I bless you all with the knowledge to just use the block button. Just use it. If you think it's annoying that, actress Carly 72 has a bad take on the political climate, just block her. Who cares? Don't argue with her. You need to save your energy to have those conversations with people you know in real life. Don't argue with strangers. Argue with your family. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, I think It's hard to change anyone's mind with arguments and debate and logic. I do think it's possible to have someone see a new perspective by the way that you are showing an example. Does that make sense? Doom scrolling through bad opinions does not help your mental health. Sometimes I do like to be a bitch, though. Yeah. But anyway, like I grew up in Republican Alabama. And I was definitely not raised with opinions that I would have now. But the way that my opinion was changed was not by, like, people arguing with me online, but by people being like, oh, why do you feel that way? And I'll be like, oh, because my parents feel that way. Or whatever. And then I'd be like, I don't know, people, yeah, by empathy. By conversations I had in real life. Yeah. Sharing experiences. Meeting new people. Empathy and good faith questions. Yes, meeting people different than you. Not arguing with people online, for sure. So I think it's, I don't know. So I save my energy for, like, having a conversation with my brother to be like, here's why the Black Lives Matter movement is important. And it's not what Fox News told mom and dad it was. And then he'd be like, oh, that's way different. And I'd be like, right. But it's because we already have an established relationship where he trusts the things I say. If I was a stranger online, he would be like, you don't know what you're talking about. Thanks for letting me brag. Good. Exactly, get nitty with it. Exactly. You're going to have hard conversations and arguments. You should save them for people who you have established relationships for, not strangers online. Don't argue with strangers online. Simply block and then move on. I also think, like, if someone is, you think, asking a good faith question and you have the energy to educate, that is different than arguing. I was still a kid gave me the grace to educate me, or people who helped me realize I'm queer. Yeah. Just, please put your mental health first. Please do not argue with strangers online. Please don't bully people either. Even if they are having a bad opinion, it won't help you feel better to bully them. Ignorance and arrogance are very different. So true. Love this song. Thank you. And I mean, take it case by case. If you see a guy with a flag from 1942, you can punch them. That's allowed. That is different than going to a 14-year-old who said, like, F you lesbians and saying mean things on their TikTok. You know what I mean? Like, those are different. I say this to you and to my past self. You gotta pick your battles in this life. My mom being a small ally wasn't on my bingo card. Anyway, my tummy hurts so much I have to go lay down. But I do love you. You have a Phoebe stream tomorrow at 1. You'll have both of us on Friday. We have a don't bully teenagers online, punch Nazis in person. Yeah. I would say that's the overall argument. So true. But yeah, I love you all. I appreciate you. Please drink some water. Please have lunch or dinner or breakfast or whatever time it is. Oh, sorry. That wasn't the help sign. That's me playing with my thumb. Sorry about that. I keep doing that on accident. But it's because I get my nails done on Friday morning. They're way too long. Thank you. I appreciate you. You're doing amazing. That's it. Okay, goodbye.